assassination when they rounded up a wackadoodle temporarily, thinking it's him. He ended up not being him. Reports are that a life flight took an 84-year-old to Banner Hospital, took off from Rio Rico, landed around 8:25 p.m.
10 minutes ago, I'm hearing from producer Matt that the Sheriff's Department says no press conference scheduled at this time. This is something that the media is going to be clamoring for, and this is something that many of our analysts have been asking for also. A good amount of developments today in this story. That includes the release of photos and videos of a person deemed possibly connected to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. This masked person being seen on a Google Nest surveillance camera. These videos taken on, there's the video, taken on the front porch of Nancy's residence the night that she disappeared. You see there the person kind of finicking with the doorbell camera and then eventually grabs a plant from the ground and uses that to try to obscure the view. Later on in the day, we heard that police were moving home to home in the neighborhood. They were going door to door. The exact purpose, unclear to us, but our cameras did grab as some of those investigators were making their way, speaking with local residents. Just want to make sure we also show you guys some video of the blood on the ground on Nancy's porch. Fox's Sarah Allegre sharing with us earlier today that a new missing person poster was released by the Department of Justice and the FBI earlier today. Let's go back to that poster showing Nancy and then some of these new images of the person that was seen on her porch the night she disappeared. So these images, then we get the update that they're going door to door in the neighborhood. We also get an update that the FBI's elite hostage rescue team is in Tucson, Arizona. By the way, a live look at the family home. 1-800-CALL-FBI is the tip line for anybody who may have information. Of course, the big breaking news of the evening, though, after we heard of the elite hostage rescue team being in southern Arizona, that's when we got official word from Michael Ruiz and Fox News Digital saying that one person has been taken into custody, but they have not found Nancy herself. This person not being arrested, but detained for now, according to Ruiz. He says Nancy has not been found, and they are questioning this person simply at this time. And now, just shortly moments ago, we got official confirmation from the Pima County Sheriff's Department saying that they have, in fact, taken a person, or I should say detained a person. This is the way they phrase it. Pima County Sheriff's deputies detaining a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson. The subject is currently being questioned in connection to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Additional information will be released as it becomes available, but no press conference on the docket for now. It's time for us here at Live Now to take a quick break. Our coverage returning in a moment.
Maybe the Fed will release a name soon. Maybe not. We're going to the FBI building. plus, if there's any media down there or anything like that, then there could be some buzz too, because we know there's some cameras outside the FBI building. It says ETA for me. ETA would be to the FBI building would be 6 minutes. 6 minutes. It's the FBI building. We got another comment. Let's see. Yeah, we got 53,000 watching. Everyone wants to know about this case. 53,000 people in the chat. Thank you very much for being here. JLR Investigates in Tucson. We're on our way to the FBI building. We're trying to see if we can find out anything about this person detained. Might just go and ask. Name. They're probably not going to release anything. All right, welcome to Tucson. I made it from the Catalina foothills down to Tucson. Uh-oh. I gotta turn. I'll turn here. Might have went the wrong way. We're good. 4 minutes away.
Go past this light. Then, at the next one, use the middle lane to turn left onto North Freeway Road.
North Freeway Road.
At the light, turn left onto North Freeway Road. In a quarter mile, turn right onto West St. Mary's Road.
Almost there. Minutes away.
Turn right West St. Mary's Road.
Here's Burger King.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto North Bonita Avenue.
Bonita Avenue.
Bonita Avenue.
All right, almost there.
Head south on North Bonita Avenue.
It's at the back of this corporate center.
In 600 feet, turn right onto North Commerce Park Loop.
North Commerce Park Loop. Does anyone know the location where the suspect was picked up in Rio Rico? We can also go there.
Turn right onto North Commerce Park Loop.
If we don't get any action here. Was it like a safe house, or but it was actually a traffic stop, but where's the vehicle? All right, this is the FBI.
In 600 feet, turn right into the parking lot.
All right, this is the FBI building. Right here.
Turn right into the parking lot.
Dude, it's all gated up. Look. It's all gated up. There's nobody here.
Turn right into the parking lot, then keep right.
Let's go explore a minute. Dude, everything is gated up. Dude, it's like Fort Knox. It's crazy.
Head toward North Bonita Avenue. At the next stop sign, turn left.
See? It's all gated up at the FBI building. See activity? That's the...
Turn left into the parking lot.
FBI building. Somebody's going through the gate. Dude, they could be bringing the suspect here. Somebody was going through the gate on the side. I'm not gonna go on their property, you know. Go back this way here. All right, what's the buzz? People say sheriff's department. We'll go over to the sheriff's department. Let's see if the media is there. Is there a main sheriff's office in Tucson? Hold on, let me go to the end of the road. We're gonna go over to the Pima County Sheriff's Office. That's where we're going next. Hold on. There is nothing jumping off here that we know of. Hold on a second. Pima County Sheriff's Office. People keep saying the hospital. Pima County Sheriff's Office. What's their main office? Benson Highway? Which one is their main one? There's multiple locations for the sheriff's office. Banner Hospital. People keep saying Banner Hospital. You want me to go to Banner Hospital? All right, we'll go to Banner. Seven minutes away to Banner. Well, 12 minutes. We'll go over to Banner.
Head toward North Bonita Avenue.
The person detained in Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping case was detained in Rio Rico. So we're going to go over to Banner Hospital and see if there's any activity. All right? I appreciate y'all for sharing. And then we'll go over to the sheriff's office from there. So we have time.
They had in our
I'm on my way to the Banner Hospital.
8 were dead. Now we have at least 7 dead. The latest reporting from the Associated Press says that 8 people are dead, including the suspect at the school. So that would mean 7 people killed, and then the 8th would be the suspect. Then there were 2 more people found dead at a home believed to be connected to the incident. Canadian authorities say that they will give more updates as necessary. Back here stateside, a live look at the White House. The time in the nation's capital, 10:52, just about. Let's hit our final break of the hour. We'll be right back.
That plays in Tucson. The guy they had detained plays in his band. You mean to tell me that Annie or her husband didn't recognize him? How do you know about the person detained, Renee? I heard that Annie's husband is in a band called Early Black that plays in Tucson. The guy they have detained plays in the band. Where are you hearing the information about being played in the band? Hold on. We're just going to check out the hospital because it's only like 10 minutes away. And remember, folks, Detain is not under arrest. What they're saying is internet sleuths are believing it's DE. Yeah, let's go over here, Banner. We're going to check out the sheriff's office. We're going to check out Banner. And we just went to the FBI. He could be in there at the FBI office. We just can't get in there. It's gated up. But we'll look at Banner Hospital because a lot of people requested Banner.
Stop sign. Turn right.
We'll just take a drive to Banner.
At the stop sign, turn right onto West St. Mary's Road.
St. Mary's Road.
Go past this light. Then, at the next one, use the middle lane to turn left onto North Freeway Street. At the light, turn left onto North Freeway Street.
Suspect detained. Person detained.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto West Speedway Boulevard.
We're on our way to Banner Hospital.
Turn right onto West Speedway Boulevard.
Speedway Boulevard. So far, no one has released a name of this person. Detained. People are saying the helicopter landed at Banner. We shall see. The internet sleuths, y'all are the ones that know, like, about this kind of stuff, right?
By the FBI as a way for the public to learn what's happening in the investigation and a way to contribute tips or information. Obviously, a lot of that centers right here in Tucson because that is where the crime happened. That is where Nancy Guthrie has had her life and family. This is home for them. Is it a case where whoever's responsible for this is from this area? We don't know the answer to that yet. There's also been a broader outreach across several states with billboards going up with information, her photo, the phone number. That's been a part of this. And now there is work that's happening involving a few officers or sheriff's deputies at a time going to areas where there might be an opportunity to learn something. Commercial businesses in the area that is not too far from where Nancy Guthrie lives. To describe her home as we have as being particularly desert-like in the sense that it is so dark here at this hour of night, no street lights, none of that. There's also a lot of vegetation that blocks some of the visibility for neighbors around this. But she is not far from a thriving business area where there is a lot in terms of bright lights and shops and gas stations and all of those things. So she's tucked into a community that is very peaceful as part of her life here, but not far from activities where there could be businesses that might have seen something or know something or have the kind of cameras and so forth. Before these images, that sort of outreach was really looking for who was out at 2 in the morning on that Sunday more than a week ago. Now they've been able to narrow it significantly by seeing a real figure who came to her home in those wee hours, dressed to commit a crime. And now they have more information to work with. That brings about tips. We've been told by the FBI, a spike in tips tonight. As we expect, not all of those will have actual value, but authorities have the manpower to handle it. They know that's coming. They're working with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. The FBI sources that I've been talking to say this particular questioning of an individual is in the hands of Pima County, and they are directing any inquiries to Pima County. So that tells us that this is something in an early stage, perhaps. This is something that could be trying to elicit information from an individual. As your conversation has been unfolding here, anyone who is questioned by authorities has the right to not participate. Is this person cooperating? Are they answering questions? Have they been given their Miranda rights? We don't know any of those details, and it will take time for that to come out. What we certainly hope is whatever is happening in a room with law enforcement is valuable, either eliminating someone or learning something that could help lead to answers about where is Nancy Guthrie, is she okay, and can she be returned to her family? So with all of this at a scale of national profile, we're really sort of inviting our viewers into the incremental work of law enforcement. We don't have more answers right now. But there have certainly been very meaningful developments today that are hopefully getting investigators closer to the answers they need, and for the Guthrie family and the community here closer to bringing her home. Kelly?
Kelly, I want you to stand by on that community piece, on the way that this community has rallied around the Guthrie family. I'll come back to you on that in just a second, but you're saying something important, and I want to go to Jim Kavanaugh on this, our NBC News law enforcement analyst. And Jim, there's two pieces.
All right, so yeah, I was listening to a little bit of NBC News on that aspect, folks. We're almost at Banner Hospital. We're gonna see, everyone in the chat was like, go to Banner, check out Banner because of the flight that went to Rio Rico right around the same time and then went to Banner. So our ETA is very 9:05. It's coming up in a few minutes. I gotta turn here. We're 3 minutes away from Banner. And we'll see it, if there's any activity there. I might even go into the front and say, hey, did anybody get brought here in reference to a person of interest or somebody detained? All right, I got to turn here. So we'll go find out. Where's this person at? That's our goal, to find out where this person is at. He could be at the FBI building. I think he probably is. It's Fortress, but no media there. even out there, someone got a tip of where he's at. Okay, here's Banner. Here's Banner on the left. No, that's not it. Banner's coming up. It's all like hospitals and medical centers and stuff on the left of me. Going in now, Banner. I think I'm there. Look. Banner. Yep, I'm there. Banner. All right, suspect could be here. People say in the chat. We'll see. What else is brewing? Have they arrested anybody else yet? And then if we don't get no action here, we'll go to Pima County Sheriff's. And we'll see what's going on there. All right, we're at Banner. Chopper, look. Let's see if I see any media here. This guy, look, that guy put out his camera up there. He might be media. Let me see. All right, I'm at Banner. Let me see if there's any. You hear the chopper? All right, I'm gonna find a spot real quick and walk around. Hold on, I'll be right back. See if I can find a spot and walk around for a second. Ask some questions. I know it would be a HIPAA violation. That's true. You think they're gonna tell you about the medical condition of someone that has been, if the person's even here? The person's three options: Banner, FBI building, or the sheriff's office. He's not in a county jail because he's not arrested. That's what all y'all are saying. Here, hold on. I'm gonna go in real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just pull up real quick and go in there and ask. I'm sure there's like a receptionist or something. I'll be right back. So I would have to know the person's name, she said, but she said, no, there's nobody here. But I will show you this. Going in there, you gotta even go into metal detectors because you gotta go through metal detectors when you go in there. Went through like, it's crazy. They make you go through metal detectors. Nah, he ain't here. The person is not here at the hospital. So sheriff's office, that's our next Pima County Sheriff's Department. What sheriff's office would it be? What's their main one? What is the main Pima County Sheriff's Office? A lot of people say Benson Highway. Yeah, we're gonna go down to Benson Highway. Dude, that thing is taking off. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna go over to the Benson Highway. We're gonna see if there's any activity at the sheriff's office. It's Benson Highway. But let me get a second here and let me just scour the news. People are saying things. Benson Highway is 13 minutes away. So let me just get some info here. From the sheriff, today, Pima County's department deputies detained a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson. The subject is currently being questioned. All right, so they could be at the sheriff's office. Additional information will be released. We're going to Benson. Yeah, we're going to Benson. Let me plug this in. We're going to the sheriff's office. Now, if they go to the jail, they're booked. That means they're arrested. No indication anybody's arrested. You can't just send somebody to jail like that unless you have probable cause to arrest them. Unless they're not sharing information. All right, headed to the sheriff's office. Pima County, the main sheriff's office. Benton. No, he could be at one of those other ones. Hey, oh, look. What's this? What's going on here? Let me ask. Hello. Hey.
Hey, brother, how we doing?
So, is this guy here? What are you guys here for?
I have no idea they said you come here, honestly.
They told me, yeah, well, my viewers are telling me to come here too. So.
Who knows what are your viewers telling you?
Well, I just went to the FBI office. I mean, I can't tell if there's activity there because it's all gated in, you know?
Right.
Pima County Sheriff say they detained somebody at a traffic stop to the south, questioning somebody, maybe at the sheriff's office. But why here? Because my viewers are like, come here because there was some sort of flight that went down to Rio Rico.
Right. That's what I heard, the same thing.
You're at Fox, right?
Yep.
You're Delbert.
That's right. Good job, bro.
Hey, I know names, man. You never get. No one can get anything past me. Once you tell me a name, I remember. So they just told you to come here.
Yeah, they said the same thing to me. I just asked.
Can I park over here? Is there?
I think that's probably going to be where everybody's at.
How do I get over there?
You got to go out this way.
Yeah.
Take your first left again. Kind of a weird little divider.
I can't go this way?
You may be able to. This is the way that I came. I don't know what goes that way though.
Okay.
It's not too bad if you hook up. If you be here in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, man, this is pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, I think I could get there. All right. Thank you. All right, Fox News is here with cameras. There's cameras. Media here with cameras. Why? What do you think? They were told to bring him here. He's good though. He was out there in the field. I can't get over there though. Dude, it's all locked in. Unless I can go over here and turn. Nope. I gotta turn around. Hold on a second. I'm getting information here. Or Nancy at the hospital? Nancy, sorry. But why would Fox tell people to come here if they didn't get wind of something? Nancy? We're gonna go over here and talk. A lot of people in my chat were saying, there's two things people were saying in my chat. Suspect or Nancy. Because they said, well, an 84-year-old woman on some scanner got taken. So there's your two things. Where's the suspect? Or the person of interest? Or the person detained? right, found him. Let's go see. I didn't bring my tripod, but let's go see. How's it going?
Not bad, man.
We have 61,000 watching.
Ah, how we doing, everybody?
So, yeah, people in my chat, people were saying Nancy, and they were saying the suspect.
Yeah, I heard something about somebody being picked up. I didn't correlate the helicopter to that, but maybe it's coming from the same area.
Is there any other locations that anyone's curious about?
Yeah. I mean, what a miracle! What a happy ending this could be.
Could be. Could be.
Everybody pray.
Everybody pray for Nancy. I need something to hold this up. Some rocks. Yeah, I got one. So stand by, folks. I'm just trying to get some information. The media is here. I'm here with the media. Sorry. I'm here. We froze up for a second. Drop that. I don't know why I get my hopes up. No go? No go? Nothing here? All right. The media just said not connected to Nancy. Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't know.
My viewers told me to come here.
Hey, man, I don't know for sure. So don't quote me.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
But you got your source. Who's you with?
I've got sources. I'm with one of the local medias, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's telling me to come down here too. All right, so we just told him it's not connected to Nancy, but I'm not quoting on that.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Please. I got a energy.
He's packing it up.
No, I got cold.
They're packing it up.
I got some water too.
We could go to the sheriff's office now.
Hang on, one sec, Robert. Hang on.
Sheriff, court-authorized search underway south of Tucson. So what's going on south of Tucson? A court-authorized search.
Yeah, I can hear you now. They're pulling me from Banner.
All right, they're pulling the media from Banner. Let's go down to let's go down to the sheriff's office. Thanks, guys. Yeah, take it easy. All right, they're saying not connected. But we have to look into this court-authorized search going on in Rio Rico. I also have to take my rent-a-car back and switch up at 10 p.m. So you guys, I don't know if I want to sign off or you guys just come with me. All right, we're on these hunts. Let's go to the sheriff's office first. And we go to a rental car. I'm gonna look more into Rio Rico, but maybe we'll come back on for Rio Rico. But let's at least go to the sheriff. See if anything's popping there. Crazy. All right, y'all ready? Oh, hold on a second. Just look up something. Rio Rico. All right, large police presence was seen in Rio Rico. Rio Rico. The area is less than 15 miles from the port of Nogales. Find me the address of Rio Rico because there are people posting there's something going on at Rio Rico. Address. If somebody knows the address where this raid is, please put it in a color comment. I saw something here. I said Rio Rico Suave. Why did somebody say Rio Rico Suave? Let's go down to the sheriff's office for now. Hello. I'm going to the sheriff's office. Do you know the address to where this Rio Rico raid's going on right now? Yeah. Yeah, can you find me an address? I have to just drop off a vehicle and pick another vehicle up, and then I can shoot down there. Yeah, that's cool. I have no problem driving there. It's fine. I mean, I'm sure if there's an address there, search warrant, whatever like that's going down, they're going to be going through every nook and cranny there. You know what I mean? Going through notes, documents, exhibits. You know what I mean? So, you know, even, you know, I hope, I mean, if Nancy was found, she would have been found already. But, you know, if it's an address affiliated with the person of interest or the person that got detained, then they're going to tear that house apart. Yes. Rio Rico. You ever been to Rio Rico? I have. Yeah, it's far down there. It's down by Nogales. Yeah, keep me informed. If you, I mean, I can start shooting down there now. I can look around activity. I mean, I have no problem going down there. Yeah, but I got to switch up. Yeah, I got a different vehicle. I had to do it a different way. So, I'm just gonna go to the sheriff's office, see if there's anything around there. Get a vehicle, and I'll head to Rio Rico. And if you could find out anything, please let me know. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, so I'm going to try to get to the address. I'm going to head down there anyway because it seems like there's activity going on at Rio Rico. I mean, it's not even a big town anyway. Well, we're gonna go check out. Oh, they're in Rio Rico. The people are posting pictures. Michael Ruiz, Fox News, he's got photographs there. Outside of a residence. Santa Cruz Sheriff vehicles outside of a residence in Rio Rico. The Rico. I'm at the sheriff's office now, Benson Highway, just median parking lot. I can't go live on YouTube. Sorry, chat. Bridget Wonders says. Yeah, I'm on my way there. I'll be there, Bridget Wonders, in a few minutes. I'll be there in a couple minutes. We'll see what's going on. Media there. If the media's there, then they think that guy's there. Heavy police presence in Rio Rico. Almost at the sheriff's office. Six minutes. Rio Rico. Going to Rio Rico, going down to the border. Minutes. There's a giant In-N-Out burger. Almost there. We're on our way. I got to make 2 stops. I got to go to the sheriff's office. I got to get some gas. Got to pick up another car. And then I'm going to Rio Rico. We'll get a feed up in Rio Rico. Because they're probably going to be out that house all night. We're in for the long haul tonight. Yeah, on my way to Rio Rico. I got to just make a few stops first. See what the heck is going on in Rio Rico. What happened to my thing? Oh. All right, sheriff's office is right here. We gotta make a turn here. It's literally on the left. I just want to see what's popping off here, if anything at all. Rio Rico. All right, sheriff's office right here up on the left. Sheriff's office. Where's the suspect? Yep, media's here. Look at this. They're all out here with cameras. Look. Media's here. They're cameras. Let's go investigate. They're all out here. See? Let me go over here. There's tents out here. There's tents out here. Let's go right here. I'm gonna park right here. Let's go park right here. Let's go investigate. Drop some glasses.
I hope he does know where she is. He is the guy, and he told me something. So there's a lot of nuances legally going through this. We don't even know if he's under arrest, and we don't know when they're searching.
Is suspect here? Person here?
No, yeah, he's got in and out of tire. I think he just. Yeah, I mean, he probably should hold the footage. I think he's basically going
always make sure that your shit is like fully charged the night before.
Yeah.
And then from there, like I'll go back to the station and I'm sure that everyone.
Dude, they make you make a metal detector before you go in. Zzz. Nope. Whoa. Whoa. I don't have any metal on me except a phone. That's weird. That was weird. I think I got beamed. Zzz. All right, so there is a media presence here. I want to go down the crime scene. Okay, so got media out here. I want to go to the crime scene. Hi, how are you? So, are you the one that sent that message? What's happening here? Is the person here?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so?
But don't take my word for it. I'm just scoping the spot. We've been following you since you left Florida. So
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
You too. I'm trying to. What about Rio Rico? Do you know the location of Rio Rico?
We're natives from Tucson. We live here. We know every street. You were driving around today. I said you could just hire.
Really?
Drove you everywhere.
You know it all, right? You know every street.
But Rio Rico is about. It's hard. It's I-19. Or
Yeah.
Valencia, I-19.
About an hour.
Yeah.
There's stuff going on there.
Just gonna be on the freeway.
Yeah.
If you're changing out cars, we're worried that you miss it by the time you do that and drive over there.
Probably miss it, you think?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
Is there anything at Banner?
I do
No.
want to give you this because I make handmade
What's your
soaps.
name?
Emma.
Hi,
I'm her
Emma.
mom. I'm
Hi, Emma.
terrible. I took my makeup off and everything. We own a paint
Oh, you're
body shop
fine.
here in Tucson.
What is that?
But I make handmade soaps, and these are my Valentine soaps that
Really?
I'm selling. But I'm giving you one.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Should be
Homemade
rose,
soaps, I'll use it. I'll use the homemade soap. Thank you.
All saponified oils.
Oh my God.
Thank you for all the
Thank you.
coverage. We're gonna
Thank
come
you,
over and
guys.
keep watching you.
Thank you. Emma's soap bar. Can I show it?
Sure.
All right,
Yes, I'm
cool.
selling them.
Thank you.
Cinematic Nomads candles.
She makes beautiful candles.
Candles. You guys make candles too? I like the soaps.
We're
Thank
natives
you.
from Tucson.
I'm going to use it later. Thank you.
Oh,
You guys
okay.
take care. Thank you. God bless you guys. Look, they got homemade soap. Look. She gave me soap. Emma's soap. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. I got some soap. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna use it later. So, all right, so they don't think this person is here. They don't think this person's here. So what we're gonna do is let's just go to Rio Rico. Why not? Let's go down there and see what's going on. I mean, and then we can always shoot back up here. It's gonna be a long night, folks. So what we have to do though, we got to make a few stops. Stops would be I gotta get gas. I have to return a rental car with gas, otherwise they will charge me a significant premium. So we're gonna be put in Tucson Airport. I gotta find like a gas station right by the airport. Find out. I'm going to this location, rental car spot. All right. So I'm only 11 minutes away from here. All right. So in the meantime, I gotta find gas on the way. We're off. Nah, because I already booked another vehicle and switched off.
From the last half hour. Let's listen in.
Latest information that we have. I understand that there are 10 people in total who are dead. 2 different sites. 8 of the people who died as a result of the shootings were at the school, including an individual we understand is the suspected shooter who is believed to have died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. There are about 25 people who have been triaged by health authorities with various physical injuries, some profoundly serious, and some more minor injuries. Right now, information is very limited as police do their work, and the RCMP has asked for patience as they work through methodically to ensure that they are supporting families and getting to the bottom of what happened today. I'd like to take this opportunity to ask British Columbians, to ask all Canadians, to wrap the people of Tumbler Ridge, wrap these families with love. Not just tonight, but tomorrow and into the future. This is something that will reverberate for years to come. As British Columbians, I know that one of the things we do best is look after each other, and I'm asking British Columbians to look after the people of Tumbler Ridge tonight. For our government's role, we'll make sure that the resources are there for the community. They're already being deployed on the site, and I'd like to ask the Public Safety Minister to provide you an update on what's happening in the community to provide support right now. Minister.
Thank you, Premier. While the RCMP emergency alert has been lifted, the people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating day for a close-knit community, and the loss being felt is profound. There are truly no words that can adequately describe the pain being carried tonight by parents, families, and loved ones of the victims. British Columbians and people across the country are standing with the Tumbler Ridge community tonight. I would like to thank the RCMP officers who were on the scene within 2 minutes of receiving the call. That speed and professionalism saved lives today. I would also like to thank paramedics, firefighters, healthcare workers, victim services staff, and all first responders who acted immediately to support this community in an unimaginably horrific moment. This is only the beginning for so many who have families who have been impacted by today's tragic events. The shockwaves of this horrific event will continue to reverberate through the community and throughout the country for some time. Education Ministry staff have been in continued contact with the school district today, and we are actively mobilizing trauma and crisis response supports. We are sending trauma-informed counselors to the region to support kids and their families during this time. The school district will be making supports available, and once we have locations for where these supports will be, the district will share that information on social media. And we will be making sure services are available to members of the broader community who need it as well. There is a psychiatric liaison nurse working in the community right now, and another starting tonight at 10 p.m. who will be working through the night on the ground in Tumbler Ridge. So already tonight there is help available now, with more to come. People can contact 310 Mental Health Support at 310-6789 for support and mental health services. The Kids Help Phone offers professional counseling, information, and referrals to young people. And people can reach out by texting CONNECT to 686-868. Young people can also use the Foundry app to get connected to mental health supports. I have spoken throughout the day with the mayor of Tumbler Ridge and the local MLA and MP. We are united and in constant communication. I've also spoken to the Federal Minister of Public Safety, and we will be working together to ensure that the RCMP have every resource that they need. As a mother, I'm holding the families who lost loved ones close in my heart, as well as the many of those injured. For their families, the nightmare has not yet ended. We will stand with the community in the days and weeks and months ahead with compassion, with action, and with a commitment to supporting healing for as long as it takes. We will ensure that every possible support is available for the community in the coming days. Thank you very much.
We'll now take questions We'll now take questions from the media. For media in the room, please come to join us at the microphone here. State your name and outlet, and the Premier will answer your question.
Thank you. Good evening. Michelle Morton here with CBC. Can you tell me a bit more about the specifics of in regards to medical care being sent up, if any additional? We're hearing about 25 people being sent for care related to serious and non-life-threatening injuries.
What we can share right now is there were 25 individuals who were triaged for medical care with varying degrees of severity of injury. BCEHS will be providing an update this evening about more specifics related to care, where people are, and so on.
Even to hearing over the past couple of weeks, we've heard about schools being threatened in Coquitlam, for example, in that area, and now hearing about this situation in Tumbler Ridge. What's your message to parents who might feel uneasy sending their kids to school right now?
Well, I mean, it's hard to know what to say on a night like tonight. This is the kind of thing that feels like it happens in other places and not close to home in a way that that this feels for so many British Columbians and Canadians. The devastation these families face, it's just impossible to understand what they're going through without going through it yourself. But I can say for myself, and I'm sure for many British Columbians, many Canadians, it makes us think about our kids' safety when they're going to school. We take it for granted. You go to school, you come home safe. And events like this give us pause about that safety that many Canadians have the privilege to enjoy across this country. In the days and weeks to come, we'll look at this incident and try to understand what opportunities there are to learn from an unspeakable tragedy like this. But for tonight, it's about making sure that those families are receiving all the supports that they can.
Do you know when we'll learn more about the investigation as well?
Yes, RCMP have asked for patience right now. They understand that British Columbians, people of Tumbler Ridge, want to know everything possible to try to make sense of what happened in Tumbler Ridge today. They have work to do on the ground. They've advised that the community is safe and secure, that the threat is over from this incident. But the work for them and for the community is ongoing. They'll provide details as often and as comprehensively as they can going forward. And we'll follow the police lead on being able to provide additional information.
And knowing how devastated the community must be, what is your biggest concern right now?
My biggest concern is for the people who have to live with this tragedy. Those who are physically injured, for their physical safety, and for those who have endured a trauma that will be with them for the rest of their lives, and how we can support them going forward. That's why I ask for people across the country to do what we can to send love and support to that community right now, because they sure need it.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking my question. I'm a reporter from the Canadian Press. I wonder for Premier and Nina, do you know more details about the victims, like are they students, and will you and Nina travel to Tumbler Ridge in upcoming days to visit the families and the victims' families? Yes.
Yes, I expect to be up to Tumbler Ridge as quickly as possible to visit the community and provide support however I can. Police advise at this point they're still reaching out to families, still reaching out to relatives, next of kin, and so at this point aren't able to share any details about those who have passed away. But I expect that we'll be hearing that information shortly from police.
Thank you. And during your conversation with Prime Minister Carney, what did he say to you? Thank you.
Well, the Prime Minister is certainly conveyed the grief and the devastation that he feels about what the people of Tumbler Ridge are facing. He is following this very closely, had received briefings from RCMP as well, and has offered any assistance that the federal government can offer to the province in supporting the people of Tumbler Ridge going forward. I was very grateful for his outreach. He reached out right away, and his commitment to support British Columbians in this moment.
Next, we'll head to the phone lines with Jordan Armstrong from Global News.
Mr. Premier, thanks for your time. We know that rural health centers and emergency rooms are already stretched. What specifically is being done to ensure those healthcare providers who no doubt had to witness horrible things today are getting the relief and support they need?
I had the opportunity to speak with Premier Smith in Alberta, who had offered assistance through healthcare in Alberta. Tumbler Ridge is close to the border, and a major regional healthcare center is there in Grand Prairie. And very grateful to the Albertans who offered to step up and provide support in this moment as well. BCEHS will be providing an update this evening about the supports for individuals who were injured and brought to healthcare facilities. But at this point, I've shared all that I can and all the information I have.
Do you have a follow-up, Jordan?
Thank you. And a question, if I may, for the Public Safety Minister. I'm hearing from sources the RCMP detachment in Tumbler Ridge is as small as 5 members. Can you confirm that? And also talk a bit more about the response of those frontline officers. I think you mentioned they were on the scene within 2 minutes.
Thanks, Jordan. I'll pass it over to Nina. But I'd like to just thank the RCMP officers who responded. My understanding from Mr. McDonald is that they were on the scene within 2 minutes, and that fast response time to the school meant that what was already quite a devastating tragedy was prevented from being significantly worse. And as a police officer attending a shooting scene like that, you're putting yourself at risk to protect the lives of other people. And it's heroic work. And I am very grateful that the police responded so quickly and so fearlessly and executed their training to protect as many people as possible at the school today. I'll pass it over to Nina.
Thank you for the question. And I'll add that this is a small, tight-knit community with a small RCMP detachment as well, who responded in 2 minutes, no doubt saving lives today. And just to again thank the responding officers for their courage, for their dedication, their professionalism. The RCMP has surged resources, and we will continue to work with the RCMP to ensure that they have all the resources that they need to carry out the investigation, which now begins now that the active threat has been rescinded.
Justine Hunter, Globe and Mail.
Hi, thank you. Do we know anything about the weapon that was involved?
I don't have any information from RCMP about the weapon that was involved in this incident.
Do you have a follow-up, Justine?
I guess just if I know you don't have the details on the victims, but do we even have an age range? Do we have a sense of how many teachers, how many students involved?
I asked the RCMP a very similar question, Justine, and they advised at this point, given that they're still notifying families, relatives, that they were unable to release that information as they wanted to make sure they notified the families first.
Next, we'll head to Trent Ernst from Tumbler Ridgelines.
Hi, this might be better targeted at BCEHS, but 12 hours ago, the biggest story here in Tumbler Ridge was the fact that there was no coverage in the emergency room after 5 o'clock. I'm assuming that in a situation like this, there is exceptional coverage, but do you know what's happening with that? Are they going to bring in additional doctors, or is it, just going to be shipping people off to Dawson Creek and Fort St. John?
So the best information that we can share at this point is that BCEHS will be providing an update this evening about those 25 individuals who received various injuries, physical injuries today. I don't have any other information to share. The health center in Tumbler Ridge is a small center. We had offers of assistance from Alberta. I know that there were medical evacuation services made available. Air ambulance and so on, but I don't have any details about any of that, and I would encourage you to wait for the EHS update.
Trent, do you have a follow-up?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, next we'll head to Cecilia Hua from City News.
Hi there. Thanks for taking my question. For Minister Krieger, we heard that there was additional police response from neighboring communities as well. So if you can elaborate more on that. We heard there were police from Chetwynd and helicopter support as well.
Yes, thank you. As I said, this is a small community with a small detachment, and again, grateful for the officers' quick response. And they were indeed supported by RCMP from surrounding communities, while the alert to shelter in place remained. And certainly during that time, ensuring the safety of all community members was the utmost priority. And now that that alert has come to an end, we'll continue to ensure that RCMP resources are made available to support the investigation.
Cecilia, do you have a follow-up?
Yes, local RCMP has not yet released the suspect's identity, but we're hearing from multiple people within the community that there seems to be a consensus of, who this might be. So I was wondering if you, in your conversation with the RCMP, if they plan on releasing that identity tonight or in the next few hours.
I don't know what RCMP plans are about releasing the identity of the individual that is the suspected shooter in this incident. The RCMP will be providing that updated information as they can going forward. What they've asked for right now is patience. The community, the province, the country wants this information, needs this information to try to make sense of what happened. But I think everybody's focus right now is making sure that the families in Tumbler Ridge, the community, is looked after.
That concludes tonight's event.
Great. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for the latest information.
That was the latest from officials in British Columbia, Canada, after a shooting at a people dead at a nearby residence. So we're going to continue to follow that story for you. Right now, let's step away for a 2-minute break. We'll be right back with more.
The dinners, the cheeseburgers, the hours on the phone, what was it that made the case for you? It's if they could find on this person any of the things that we're looking at. The multiple sets of gloves. I think everybody thinks there's multiple sets of gloves. That gun that sticks out so very clearly. Is the mask there? You're looking at the gun there on the photo. The backpack. If it's all together that's there, that's going to be incredibly powerful evidence. It will obviously give them confidence that they're keying in on the right person. If they've found that, how much they found of that, we just don't know, Hallie.
Tom, I'm going to let you get back to the phone. I know you got more calls to make, but I appreciate you standing by, and I'll ask you to come back to the camera when you can, pal. Let me bring in our NBC News law enforcement analyst, Evie Pumporis, who's joining us now. Evie, you heard Tom lay out a myriad of things that law enforcement analysts and experts have been looking at that investigators would presumably be looking at. So I'll put the question to you. What stands out to you from this? And as you have inside what that questioning would look like of this individual, what would the next step be?
Well, look, let's kind of build a little bit of the framework of what the the questioning would look like. It's local authorities take them into custody. Now, typically, if it's being done, I don't want to say right, but a certain way, you would want to have a representative from the local authorities, also maybe an FBI law enforcement official. You want a primary and secondary in the room. You typically don't want to do criminal investigations by yourself because your secondary is going to pick up things that you miss. It's actually a lot of work to interview someone, to read them, to assess them, to ask questions, to note, are they telling me the truth or not? Did they actually answer my question or am I going through a list? So it's a lot of work. So having a secondary in there is going to pick up the things that you miss. And you play off. I also want to highlight that the first interview is the most important interview. A lot of times people think, oh, you can go back again and again. And I will tell you through my own experience, that first one is where you want to try to get the bulk of information. When you go to the second or third or fourth, your chances of getting good information goes down. I mean, it tanks. So we're looking at potentially, is this person a suspect or are they somehow connected to the suspect? In addition, we were talking about warrants before. You know, there's something simple you can do sometimes as an investigator. Consent. Hey, do you mind if we look through your house? Do you mind if I look through your home? Do you mind if I look through your computer? They can give you consent, and you know what? Sometimes they do. So that's not lost on me as a former interviewer. Now, if they don't, you want to work those back channels if you can, if you've got enough probable cause.
Hey guys, so I just got to Rio Rico, Arizona, and this is where the subject was pulled over in the case involving Nancy Guthrie. You know, there's this person who's being questioned right now. This is where the traffic stop was, right here, Rio Rico, Arizona, and it appears that the person may also live in this area, though I'm not sure. They've got the roads closed out here. I literally just got here. They're just calling it a subject right now, not a person of interest, not a suspect. Sorry, the lighting is really bad out here. But that's the latest. Let me go talk to some people and see what I can find out. But again, this is Rio Rico, Arizona. This is where the person was detained. And the latest from my sources is, unfortunately, you know, they have not located Nancy Guthrie, but they do have this person detained and being questioned right now, not being called a person of interest, not being called a suspect. So that's I'm right near the border, by the way. This is right near the Mexico border, very, 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 very close.
South of Tucson, and it's only about 10 miles from the border with Mexico. Everything is developing very quickly tonight. Our Taylor Wirtz is joining us live from Tucson to break it down. Again, Taylor, all these developments in the past couple of hours.
Yeah, Mark, there have been so many twists and turns. It's difficult to keep up. This is day 10 of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, and still no sign of Nancy, but so many developments in the meantime tonight. I want to show you some new photos just into our newsroom from Fox Digital. This is of that scene in Rio Rico tonight. The Pima County Sheriff's Department, assisted by the FBI's evidence response team, says it's conducting a court-authorized search of a location in Rio Rico, Arizona, related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. They say this operation is expected to last several hours, and you can see in those photos several people crowded around the street, a lot of cars, a lot going on. It's quite dark, but you do see a lot of sheriff's deputy vehicles on scene. So hopefully we'll get more details as to what's going on there soon. The FBI today, though, shared this video that a lot of experts say cracked the case wide open. The video shows an armed person in a ski mask walking up to Nancy's home, trying to cover her security camera with a gloved hand, then putting plants over it. Hours after the release of that video, we saw FBI agents canvassing the area here near her daughter Annie Guthrie's home, where we are in Tucson. And just in the last few hours, TMZ reported activity in the Bitcoin account listed on a ransom note sent to multiple media outlets. This is something we've been watching for days with no movement, so that is noteworthy. I spoke tonight with a retired Phoenix police homicide sergeant who's helped crack several notable cases. He says the surveillance video released today could blow this whole thing wide open.
This was a major break in terms of giving the community something to say, hey, you know, help us out, give us some information. Somebody out there's got to know more about this individual based on this telling video. The public will hopefully see that and say, well, I know somebody that, you know, has that or carries. or has a ski mask or purchased a backpack or still know something. So this just kind of hopefully blew the case wide open.
And Hillman said that the release of that video could trigger a lot of things behind the scenes, and of course, most of which we are not privy to, but officers and sheriff's deputies looking at more surveillance video, trying to validate those ransom notes we've been hearing about for 10 days now. And of course, sorting through the multitude of tips that we have been hearing have been pouring into both the FBI and the sheriff's department ever since that video was released. But it's clear with that person detained for questioning and that home being searched that there is a lot of movement in this case tonight. Mark.
Yeah, Taylor, you mentioned you're outside of Annie Guthrie's house, Savannah's sister. We know there was a lot of activity earlier today, some of those agents going door to door. Have you seen any activity out there tonight as these search warrants have been executed in the Rio Rico area?
We have not. It has really been quiet here. They just have personal security on site for obvious reasons, but no big law enforcement presence or anything like that. There was a massive media presence at Nancy's home today and a few here at Annie's home as well, but pretty quiet considering everything that's going on tonight.
Yeah, busy night, that's for sure. Taylor Wirtz reporting live tonight from Tucson. Thank you very much for keeping us updated on the latest in the search for Nancy Guthrie. And as we mentioned, Nancy was not found this evening, according to law enforcement. The FBI has put up missing persons billboards for Nancy Guthrie in Arizona, California, New Mexico, and in Texas. And they are asking people, anyone out there, if you know anything, you are still encouraged to send in tips. And stay with Fox 10 for the latest developments.
Now. But there have certainly been very meaningful developments today that are hopefully getting investigators closer to the answers they need, and for the Guthrie family and the community here closer to bringing her home. Hallie?
Kelly, I want you to stand by on that community piece, on the way that this community has rallied around the Guthrie family. I'll come back to you on that in just a second, but you're saying something important, and I want to go to Jim Kavanaugh on this, our NBC News law enforcement analyst. And Jim, there's two pieces to this that Kelly laid out that I want to pick up with you. One is as Kelly described it, the sort of incremental work of law enforcement that we are getting a peek behind the curtain of. And there are, I know in your view, there are potentially some reasons to be cautious that this person being detained is the person in the video, is the person who had something directly to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. And then there's also this other piece of it, Jim, which is centering Nancy. Where is she? Are we any closer to finding her?
Right, Hallie, well, you're spot on. Let's break that down. You know, I have a lifetime experience on these big cases. I was on the Atlanta-Birmingham bombing case when investigators in Atlanta were so absolute certain they had the bomber, Richard Jewell, that they wrote a federal search warrant to search his house. You know, many of us at the time said, it's not him, it's not him. But they were absolutely certain. And you remember the anthrax case in Washington when investigators were so certain it was the guy and it was Stephen Hatfield, that it was Mr. Stephen Hatfield, and it wasn't him. So I would just say a little bit of caution here. Let's look at the gold standard we have. That's the video. We can look at that. And nothing's going to bring, that's great evidence right there. You got a lot of things there to look at and make a determination. And since 8 hours ago, the tips flooded in. All kinds of tips are coming in. All kinds of tips. And detectives and agents have to act on that. They have to go conduct interviews and go do things and go see what people were doing. But I mean, if I described you the command post, for example, the DC sniper, I'd have a board up there next to the command post. We'd have 10 names on it. And I could bring detectives and agents up to the command desk that would swear that number 3 is the sniper because of this and this and this and this and this. And, you know, I would be there with the FBI agent in charge and the chief of detectives, and we'd say, okay, you know, we're going to put them under 24-hour surveillance. If you feel that strongly about it, we're going to put a 24-hour surveillance on them. Sure enough, 2 nights later, the sniper would kill somebody 100 miles away. We'd say, well, where was your guy? And he'd say, oh, he was at a bar in Rockville, Maryland. We said, well, It ain't him. So we would have a list of suspects that all looked super great. So I'm just being cautious. I am buoyed by the fact that they are talking to somebody and they've detained them. I feel good about enough that they've detained them, but that can wash out too. But if it does wash out, that doesn't bring me down 1 inch because I think that's normal course of business. You already have the gold standard here of this evidence that broke today that's going to lead to an apprehension. Now, whether it'll be today or tomorrow, but it's going to do it. It's going to do it. Let's hope they have a great lead. Let's hope they can match, the gun, the coat, the backpack. But it could also be something something small. Somebody could call in and say, I think it's my boyfriend. He's got a jacket exactly like that. Well, that's not the only jacket like that in Arizona, I guarantee it. And that's not enough to charge you with anything, but it's enough to go talk to you. Hey, Billy, where were you Saturday night? What are you doing? Who are you? What's going on? Detectives, and try to find out and then flush him out, or, determine that he is good for it, and then you have to get some warrants and so forth. So,
well, Jim, I think
it's just the way you got to keep your mind and only work from a foundation of facts and not, make sure you don't get spun off.
One of the things you're saying here, and I think it's important, it's not enough. An apprehension wouldn't be enough, right, for the Gurthrie family. They want Nancy home. Bring her home. That's what we've heard from the Gurthrie family publicly, from Savannah, from her siblings since 10 days ago, when we all learned that this had happened here. And so I think it seems to me like part of what you're saying, Jim, is that there is still a laser focus, and there must be a laser focus in any advancement of the case being directed towards finding Nancy Gurthrie.
No, that's exactly right. And there's going to be a lot of tips on who these people could be or this guy could be. And they've got a lot of reasons and avenues to check all those. This is the first one we've heard about where they've, stepped up to the point where they've detained somebody to question them. But, I used to hear investigators say, I don't believe in coincidences. Well, you haven't investigated many things then, because coincidences, we live in coincidences. People in a certain city, even in a region, they do a lot of similar things. Their lifestyles are similar. They go to similar sports, similar work, similar clothing even. I mean, there's so many coincidences in life. What you got to have is hard, straight facts. Coincidences may cause you to look, but you've really got to get something that's concrete. Now, maybe that will come from this interview, and maybe it won't. Here's what I would say if I was saying to all of us: don't be discouraged if this lead washes out. Don't be discouraged, because there's lots of other leads in this case. Lots of other leads. I hope it doesn't wash out. I hope it's the guy. But don't be discouraged if it does, because there's lots of leads here.
Jim, please stand by. I know Evie's standing by. We've got Kelly O'Donnell. We've got Tom Winter. We've got Liz Corey 13.
So, I truly think that was connected. And here we go. We have a person of interest detained. And that speaks volumes, too.
Are you able to explain the difference between being detained and, being detained for questioning, the difference between that and being formally arrested?
Yeah, I mean, if you detain someone against their will, you're taking their freedom, you're taking their movements away. So, you're going to have some type of probable cause to say, hey, we're going to detain you, you're coming with us. It's not, will you come with us? You're detained, you're coming with us. The caveat to that is law enforcement is, they're being very guarded with whatever they release to the public. This person is not named a person of interest. He's not named the suspect. And I think that's just good measurement by law enforcement, making sure they have the dots connected before they officially call anyone a suspect. So keep in mind, just, it may be a person detained, but they're still not free to move, Austin. And it wasn't, will you come with us? He's being detained. So that tells me they had enough probable cause, whatever the dots they've connected thus far, to get to where they're at to actually detain and temporarily suspend the movement of that person they have in custody.
Law enforcement expert Jamie Copenhaver joining us. I'm Austin Westfall. This person is being questioned tonight. What legal thresholds typically do authorities need to have in order to bring somebody in for questioning?
It's all going to come down to probable cause. We don't know if there were any type of search warrants that may have been executed on this individual prior to this individual being detained. But rest assured, you're not going to go out there on a flim-flam tip and detain someone to bring them back to headquarters or whatever office they're going to go and interview this individual. So it's a huge step to get to this. So I'm going to suggest that there's something pointing from law enforcement to this individual. I keep coming back to that $300 purported transaction of Bitcoin. Was that connected? Did that connect the dots in order to get to this part of the investigation to bring a person against their will, basically, into headquarters for questioning? So I think it's a huge forward moment in the investigation, Austin. We just don't know all the details.
The last I saw, TMZ reported that there was activity in the Bitcoin account. TMZ, at least last I checked, was not saying the dollar amount, but a local Tucson affiliate, KGUN, did say that it was under $300 being moved in that Bitcoin account. Not a whole lot more context other than that, though. What do you make of $300? Because, people track movements in Bitcoin accounts. They're probably either curious to know if this is a ransom money amount, or if this could be some sort of test. Sometimes people will put a small amount of money into a Bitcoin account to test to make sure that a transfer works. But $300 to me at least doesn't fit into either of those buckets.
No, it doesn't. And let's preface and make sure the viewers know, we don't know the facts on the monetary amount of that exchange. So, we've heard rumors it was up to $300. So let's be clear on that. That's not factual. That's what we're hearing. In terms of that small amount, it's been purported, Austin, that they wanted around $6 million in ransom for the return of Nancy Guthrie. And then, we're hearing this lowball figure, perhaps under $300 that had been transmitted and exchanged. You hit the nail right on the head. To me, that telegraphs and tells me it was some type of, not so much a test, but perhaps FBI may have planted a Trojan horse somewhere in that transaction that could reveal the location via IP address, and certainly defeat if they're using a VPN.
There's so many directions that we could take this conversation, especially since there's really only preliminary information known about this person that's been brought in for questioning. From your experience, does a detention for questioning signal a major break in a case, or can it simply be routine procedure?
I'm not going to call it routine. I've been on that side of the fence, and you have enough to go question someone. But here's the caveat, and they're key words: a person has been detained, and that's not our words, Austin. That's coming from purportedly law enforcement. So to me, that signals it wasn't a voluntary, consensual interaction between this person and law enforcement. They went out, we're hearing rumors of a SWAT element in the area prior to that. So that signals and telegraphs to me they had something on the radar and enough probable cause to go out and bring that person in, detained, to hopefully ask more questions. The key factor is this, is the individual going to freely talk? Is he going to lawyer up? We haven't heard that, right? It's too early, but that's certainly a possibility in the realm of things as well.
I'll read a little bit of reporting from Fox News Digital. They say the FBI's elite hostage rescue team, they call it HRT, is in Tucson. This is the SWAT efforts that you're alluding to. Multiple news outlets have reported this, that HRT is in fact in the area. They are the FBI's premier tactical unit, and they get deployed in high-risk and complex operations. This is the first time I've been on with you since the release of these images, Jamie. What was your reaction to seeing the masked person on this surveillance video?
Absolutely spooky, right? I mean, that was my jaw dropped. I was doing another station live on a Fox station and saw them for the first time, and I was like, oh, it was unbelievable. What that telegraphs to me is the person was certainly prepared, Austin. He had a thick layer, if not multiple layer of clothing on. More importantly, his face was concealed. You can see those two beady eyes illuminated from that Ring door camera. But more importantly, he had his hands covered with what I appear to be multiple layers of some type of maybe plastic or neoprene gloves to prevent any DNA escaping from those fingers and hands. So, not to mention the weapon he was carrying. But here's another telltale sign. The individual appeared to be wearing a backpack. And if you look at that backpack, it appeared to be somewhat full of items. We don't know what, we can speculate what items, but he certainly was prepared, in my opinion, for the heinous crimes that he was getting ready to commit.
We're looking at the video right now. At one point, the person uses a plant to try and obscure the view of the camera. And you're right. A lot of people are making the point that you can see the eyes clearly. Of course, much of this person is covered. You can't see a whole lot. But what can you discern from somebody that's covered up like this? What physical attributes can you gain from something?
You know, the digital team at the FBI is going to go and take that image and those still images and video, and they're going to import that, if you will, in some tools that they have. They're going to be able to determine almost to the centimeter of how tall this individual is, his weight. Given the fact that he's wearing multiple layers of clothes, I'm pretty sure the tools can detect that clothing and give an approximate weight. More importantly, you know, to the average person looking at this, you only see the two eyeballs, right? But there is some software, some tools that they can perhaps enhance that and perhaps give a facial structure based on what they see of the bridge of the nose through the mask, and also the width of the eyes that we can see clearly. So I am 100% confident that the digital team at FBI is all over this, and I think we'll see some considerable headway and announcements coming very soon from FBI and local law enforcement on the identity of the suspect.
It was reported today that investigators were taking swabs from people who work at the home, people like landscapers, pool cleaners, things of that nature. If they're doing things like that, does that tell us that there's a chance or a likelihood that they have unidentified DNA that they've been able to take from the crime scene?
You know, it would speak both ways, Austin. And what I'd want to believe is, you know, on any of these cases, unfortunately, you're going to look at family, you're going to look at close associates, and you're certainly going to look at service providers such as gardeners, pool people, et cetera. But what you want to do is take DNA swabs of all of the above, right? And what you're looking to do is clear people from the pool of suspects or persons that they suspect. So, you know, don't look at that DNA swabbing of those service people as a guilt. They're perhaps looking to clear those people to get them out of the way so they can move forward looking for the real intruder in this case.
Yeah, I guess that was the point I was trying to make. Not so much on the people that are being swabbed, but if they're taking DNA from people in and around the house, does that mean that they're trying to eliminate people because they have found unidentified DNA somewhere around or in the residence?
Absolutely. All of the above. You don't know who's responsible. This is a unsub, right? So you have to do exactly what we're seeing play out to not only clear people, but you may get a hit on someone that you're taking a DNA swab or a sample from. Equally as important, I mean, we've seen crime scene and FBI agents back out at Annie Guthrie's house on multiple trips. So, you know, we don't know exactly what those trips are about, but we know that photographs were taken purportedly in the garage and other rooms of that house. So, you know, they're just making sure they don't leave anything behind in terms of anything potential as far as DNA or any other science. You know, I don't read a lot into the Annie Guthrie house a lot. You know, it's trending that they were there multiple times. Perhaps they're looking for additional DNA items to clear everyone that had contact with Nancy that day from the family aspect. So it's just it's so fluid in motion. And unfortunately, it's unforgiving, but the FBI has to do what they're doing in order to move the case forward to make an arrest.
It was reported that authorities were going door to door in the Gurthrie neighborhood today. You know, some of the people in the newsroom had this question. I'm assuming many people at home might have this question. Wouldn't they have already done door-to-door knocking earlier on in the investigation? We're, you know, almost a week and a half into this thing at this point. What more could they be doing going door to door?
You know, they could be looking for any cameras that may have been in a car or a vehicle. People may have not been home during that original canvass. More importantly, maybe they have connected a dot that led them back to that neighborhood. And, you know, perhaps, and I'm speculating, Austin, maybe something happened previous to the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, and they're trying to see if there are any cars in the neighborhood that may have matched up with possibly an eyewitness, right, that may have seen a car in the area of Nancy Guthrie leading up to her kidnapping. There's just so much speculation as to why they've been out there multiple times. You know, as you guys reported yesterday, they were sifting and digging around in manhole covers. So I truly want to believe that 100%
from some server at Google. And I suspect that that's where these images that we're seeing came from. That requires a certain degree of technical sophistication, a certain degree of knowledge of the system. And it's not something that's done in every
Hey guys, so I just got to Rio Rico, Arizona, and this is where the subject was pulled over in the case involving Nancy Guthrie. You know, there's this person who's being questioned right now. This is where the traffic stop was, right here, Rio Rico, Arizona, and it appears that the person may also live in this area, though I'm not sure. They've got the roads closed out here. I literally just got here. They're just calling it a subject right now, not a person of interest, not a suspect. Sorry, the lighting is really bad out here. But that's the latest. Let me go talk to some people and see what I can find out. But again, this is Rio Rico, Arizona. This is where the person was detained. And the latest from my sources is, unfortunately, they have not located Nancy Guthrie, but they do have this person detained and being questioned right now, not being called a person of interest, not being called a suspect. So that's I'm right near the border, by the way. This is right near the Mexico border, very, 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 very close.
Walking through this video and how law enforcement may have obtained it and been able to release it. We really appreciate that. I want to go back to our Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, who is in Tucson for us. And Kelly, we've been talking about the potential that this could be a maybe break in the case in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. And there have been so many people where you are, so many people around the country, so many people where I am, obviously our family up at the Today Show, who have been praying and hoping for some sort of break that would get Nancy Guthrie home safe. You have seen the community there in Tucson rally around her just intensely, Kelly.
Very much so. Neighbors, people that are passing by the locations where we've had a lot of our attention, Nancy Guthrie's home, Annie Guthrie's home, and so forth. This is a community, and people have been deeply rattled, shaken by this, not only on behalf of the Guthrie family, but they can imagine it in their own lives, how frightening these events have been, how unmooring these events have been. Tonight, we have some developments, as we've talked about what these images mean. Also, questioning of an individual is a step. We don't know that it is going to lead to an arrest or answers. I'm old enough in this business to have been outside Richard Jewell's home for 14 hours in 1996 when authorities were convinced that he was the Atlanta Park bomber. He was not. A traffic stop involved in this. Timothy McVeigh was stopped by State Trooper Charlie Hanger in Oklahoma, and he was ultimately responsible for the Oklahoma City bombing. There are things that can happen that take us to a point of conclusion, or there are things that are a part of the work of law enforcement that is necessary work to get to the real answer, but perhaps in questioning or in getting tips, it is only part of the way there. So it's really important for people to be aware that this is a very noteworthy update tonight, but we have limits on what it means. Also, when there is questioning, that can go on for many hours if the individual is willing to talk. It could be many, many hours. So the expectation that something will break any moment, we just don't have any basis for that.
That's right. Yeah.
When the Pima County Sheriff's Office says no press conference, they're trying to set expectations. The public is hungry for information. People are desperate to have an answer, none more than the Guthrie family and our friend and colleague Savannah and her siblings. Imagine how much they are desperate for an answer. But we have to take it one beat at a time. We're working hard to report it out. Certainly the law enforcement is working very hard to do the difficult work, whether it's electronic or whether it's interviewing people, whether it's running down tips. There's just a lot going on here. And what we will try to do is process that and give it context for our audience. And as developments warrant, we will give new information. But right now, this is certainly a pivotal break in the case in terms of new images, in terms of someone being questioned, and also tips coming in that we know from authorities that that is the case. So that's the sense that I have. Being in Arizona during these days, certainly everyone we're encountering, we are talking to them about this. They have been struck by the national attention of this, the very local personal attention of it, and just human concern for a crime that is so frightening and has so altered the life of this family. And so people can understand that. And we want to bring those answers as quickly as we can. And law enforcement certainly wants to get to the bottom of this and to provide an answer that can both bring justice in this case and hopefully, most importantly, hopefully reunite Nancy Guthrie with her children and her loved ones. Hallie?
Kelly O'Donnell, live for us in Tucson. Well said, Kelly. Thank you so much. We're going to be back with more live breaking news coverage as NBC News has confirmed somebody has been detained for questioning now in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Stay with us.
Tools to come up with a sketch. I would be looking for that in the next day. Also, if they don't solve it with the person they have detained.
Jamie, can't thank you enough for the time tonight. Jamie Copenhaver is a former sheriff's detective and investigator. He's also a law enforcement expert. Thanks.
So that was Austin Westfall speaking to a law enforcement expert a little bit earlier tonight after we heard that a person was detained for questioning in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance, although they did say that that person was not arrested. Since that interview happened, we got new information in from the Pima County Sheriff. They say the Sheriff's Department, assisted with the FBI's evidence response team, is conducting a court-authorized search of a location in Rio Rico, and this is a live look right now at those sheriff's vehicles outside of a building in Rio Rico, Arizona. That is near the Mexico border, so in the southern part of the state, south of Tucson. That's also the area where the Sheriff's Department said that a person was detained for questioning earlier today. So again, the Pima County Sheriff's Department, along with the FBI's evidence response team, right now is conducting a court-authorized search at a location in Rio Rico, Arizona, related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. They say a person has been detained during a traffic stop south of Tucson for questioning in this case, but not arrested. So this is a live look right now where that search is taking place in Rio Rico. We're going to continue to watch that. We'll bring you any developments that come here on Live Now from Fox. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
We're what? I mean, we've covered numerous true crime cases where people traveled a significant distance to do a crime. I mean, if this isn't the guy, he has one big lawsuit. You just pick a random guy from Rio Rico, say, oh, yeah, it's your guy. Or they can just go by his mustache and say, well, yeah.
Along with Andy Black, former assistant special agent in charge in Tucson. Evie, I'll start with you here. And I want to be clear for those of us, if you're just joining our coverage, person detained for questioning here. We do not know if that is the same person that appears in the surveillance video that was released by the FBI earlier today. Those pictures, those images of somebody at the doorbell or at the front porch tampering with the doorbell camera. You're seeing it here at Nancy Guthrie's home. Evie.
Yeah, you know, I want to start off by echoing something that Jim Kavanaugh said before. You know, as a former interrogator and polygraph examiner, and the most important thing is when we would go into a room, we would say, I'm an objective seeker of the truth. Because you may think somebody is a suspect and they cannot be. So when you go in, you have to go in objective, because you can also find a suspect, get an admission or confession. You can also clear somebody. But if you're biased or you're very myopic, you can miss all the things that can show you this is not my person. So either way, great information is going to come out of this. Either this is not my person or it is. Now, let's kind of forward along and let's say that this person is tied to this case, either directly or indirectly. One of the things I would like to do simultaneously to speaking to them is first, can I get consent to look through cell phones? Computers, data, going through their internet history. I can get consent. If somebody gives it to me, I can look through their device or even their home. If I can't, and I have enough probable cause, enough ability to get a warrant, I would like to have that warrant executed while I'm interviewing that person. Because an interview is not going to take an hour, as long as they're willing to stay in the room. That's the other thing. You want to create an environment where the person is willing to stay in the room, right? We want to keep that person in that room talking. So while I am talking to that person, either about things relevant or not relevant to the case, I would also like behind the scenes other things to be done that can corroborate. So when you're talking to people, other people are listening. So if I'm talking to my individual, as that person's giving information, if they are giving anything relevant, you want to try to run those leads simultaneously. The first interview is critical. It's always the most important one. So I want to get that person kind of fresh, talking to me. Often too, sometimes when somebody gets locked into a narrative and it passes the first time and they're like, well, I gave this narrative before, it worked, I'm going to keep giving it. It really does drastically make it harder and harder to get the truth later. So these are the key elements here that I'm going to be looking at, particularly with this individual.
Jim, when you're in the course of an interview like this, how are you sifting through in the room? What tools do investigators use to determine whether this individual is telling them the truth, is not, is trying to hide something, et cetera?
Well, you know, detectives and agents are really schooled. You know, we all went to lots of schooling for interview and interrogation, lots of techniques. You know, you slow things down. You're really trying to get to the truth, like Evie said. And Pima County Homicide is very good. Many years ago, I worked with them when an ATF agent was kidnapped, shot through the back, point blank, and other ATF agents killed the assailant. I worked with their homicide unit there, and they're very good. Those detectives are excellent. And they'll have detectives that specialize in interviews. And, of course, so does the FBI. And polygraph examiners like Evie are very skilled in interviews. So you're trying to get to the truth. There's no real heavy words. You're trying to ask the questions, and you might be just frank with them. This is the evidence we have. You know, we stopped you, and you're wearing the same jacket the guy's wearing that's in the movie at the abduction scene. So what about it? Talk to us, you know, and tell us what's what. And you'll just have to glean from the answers, play it through. I'm not saying they saw
deposited or moved around as a part of that activity. They did not specify what kind of activity they saw, but they did say, according to TMZ, that there was activity seen in that Bitcoin account connected to the alleged ransom note that they received for Nancy Gurthrie. So we are watching quite a few developments in this case. Another live look where authorities are conducting a search at a residence in Rio Rico, Arizona, just north of the Mexico border. We'll continue to watch this for you. We'll bring you any developments that come as they happen. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more.
In Tucson, and I think it's worth noting here that just because there is this person in detention being questioned, tell me if I'm wrong, but it is not as though other leads do not get followed up on, right? It's not as though investigators at the command post working on this stop looking at the rest of the tips that they're getting.
Absolutely. This person may be innocent. However, it's kind of encouraging that so close to having this video release, we do have someone in detention. We do have the HRT being called out. They're not called out for no reason. When you do have an individual, you asked about how do you determine whether they're lying? Well, the investigators have the advantage of knowing the facts as they're presented to them. They will let this individual tell their story and find out if there's contradictions without sharing that with them. That's the interview phase of the process. When they find discrepancies, then they'll dig in at that point and expose any further lies. So typically, they'll interview an individual, let them tell their story, and the interviewing agent or deputy sheriff will know the extensive facts and where the individual is being deceptive.
Super helpful. I mean, to get a glimpse inside the room, I think, is critical to the layperson who doesn't see these investigations go down. Andy, what else can you tell us about that room, that command post where investigators are doing the work here in partnership with Pima County?
Well, the thing is, when I was very encouraged when I saw that video this morning released, because this created an abundance of information that the public could now have to share with the FBI. The individuals wearing very specific clothing, his mannerisms, there was close-up of his eyes. Somebody might identify this person from their clothing, from that really strange holster he has, and from his mechanics. And I think that may have led to a slew of tips coming in. And then, of course, as we've discussed before, it's a matter of prioritizing these leads as they come in. This is a high-profile case. We have so many leads coming in and a lot of noise. As Evie has talked about in the past, there's a lot of noise, but you also get a lot of information which can help investigators. And it's the team's responsibility to prioritize them and then go to work running them down from the highest to the lowest.
And Eric, let me go to you here, because the fact that they were able to recover this video, to put out this surveillance video in the first place, and again, we can't draw that direct line between the person in this video, and I just want to be clear, to the person who's being detained for questioning, but obviously the FBI is not leaving any stone unturned when it comes to new technology and when it comes to the teams in place.
Well, that's exactly true. And what a lot of people don't realize is, even if you don't have a subscription to your doorbell camera, that information is still going to the cloud. The doorbell video passes through a provider server. So if this was Nest or Google, then it's going to hit their servers, and it has to exist briefly for processing or for motion analysis. It hits their server, and their server says that's a person. And then it also has to be there because when you log onto your app and you go to your Ring camera or your Nest camera, you need to be able to see it. So it's touching their servers. Anything that touches a server can be recovered. Now, it's very difficult, and I'm sure there was quite a bit of work, and it took a bit of time, but this was an excellent job by the FBI and Google to recover this lost video in a way that we could see the suspect, right? And so that gives a lot of information, everything from the shape of the face, the gait analysis, the way the backpack hangs on his shoulders, his height, right? His weight, the fact that it's a he. And then sending those images out is an excellent way to get people to call in on those tips. And remember, there was a $50,000
seen in the Bitcoin account connected to the alleged ransom demands. And then after that, the Pima County Sheriff putting this out, saying that deputies detained a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson tonight. The subject is currently being questioned in connection to the Nancy Gurthrie investigation. They say additional information will be released as it becomes available. Now, since then, we heard again from the Pima County Sheriff's Department saying that they are being assisted by the FBI's evidence response team to conduct a court-authorized search in Rio Rico, Arizona. We just showed you a live look at that scene, and we still have that now. This is, again, in Rio Rico. This is near the Mexico border south of Tucson. The FBI's evidence response team assisting Pima County deputies with this court-authorized search at this location in Rio Rico. They say it is related to the Nancy Gurthrie investigation. This coming just a little while after the sheriff's office announced that a person was detained for questioning in the case. We will continue to follow all of these developments for you. We'll bring you the very latest as soon as we get it right here on Live Now from Fox. Now, this does conclude our live coverage for the night, but we will stay on top of this case
about this
and
person.
all other
He
breaking news.
walks up very slowly and calmly. It's feeling less like a kidnapping to me and more like a home invasion that might have gone wrong. And so I'm concerned that, and I certainly hope that we do find Nancy Gurthrie.
Yeah. Andy, let me go to you on this then, because what Eric is describing is almost what appears to be this very decided lack of urgency as this person is walking up to the home.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a certain casualness about it. He seemed surprised by the Nest camera. And the clothing, in addition to looking at retailers that are selling this clothing, they're going to compare video footage from the local convenience stores, gas stations, places that other cameras have been located that might capture an individual wearing similar clothing.
Evie, to you on that point, and what you can glean from this video based on what you're seeing, as Eric and Andy has described, the movements of this individual. How do you assess the level of sophistication or not when it comes to this crime?
Well, I'll tell you this, and I really liked what Andy said earlier when he was talking about the items that the person's wearing and where they were sourced. That's something you can do. I'll give you an example. In the U.S. Secret Service, we get a lot of handwritten notes and things from people, threats and all that. Do you know that we were able to locate the type of ink, who manufactured the pen that the ink came from, where that pen was manufactured, where it was sold, and geolocate areas as to which the stores or where something was outsourced. So you can do that with clothing and with items, you know, especially if it's something that's unique or if it's sold in a specific area. It can kind of really help you kind of hone in as to the location of this person. Really important. Now, again, movement and gait and all that. When people are looking at this footage, you're looking at, does somebody know this person and they recognize them, like a family member who's immediately going to say, oh my goodness, I know those eyes or I know that face, or somebody who may have come into contact. So when I think of kidnappings or whatnot, I think of maybe a rented vehicle. So this person could have gone to rent a vehicle, and maybe the person who rented them that vehicle says, you know what, that person looks quite familiar. If they stopped in to buy supplies, right? Jim and I were talking about this earlier. What's in his backpack? Did he go buy supplies before he went to Nancy's house? You know, duct tape, all these different things. That person that works at that hardware store, supply store might say, you know what, somebody came in earlier, made all these purchases. So you're looking really to kind of, it's almost like all these little dots that everybody's trying to connect. And with that, you know, with the FBI being involved, they're great connectors of these dots. I really, you know, just giving them credit as to the sophistication and the ability and the manpower and resources that they can put behind this to connect all these dots. So yes, local police, you know, they are doing their thing, but having the weight and the resources of somebody like the FBI who do this over and over again, who have trained professionals, who have connections with private companies, is something that they ongoing do that's really going to really help open the floodgates here.
Jim, let's center on Nancy Guthrie, the search for her, wherever she is, and this individual here being questioned. How long would a questioning like that, an interview like that take? Evie has alluded to, you know, it could be lengthy here. What tends to be typical, if there is something that's typical in that instance?
Well, there's going to be a number of hours, I would say, but I mean, they're going to want the cooperation right away for the location of Nancy if they really think the person they're questioning is one of the perpetrators. They're going to be really wanting that information, and they're going to be laying it on pretty thick. You know, you better tell us where she is. This is, you know, this is important. Maybe she's alive. We want to get to her, even if she's passed away. You better tell us right away. Maybe it'll be better for you. You know, we'll tell the prosecutor you cooperated and so forth. You know, you really got to convince the guy. He's under a lot of stress if he is the actual abductor. And, you know, so that questioning, like we're all describing, is from trained interrogators. They're going through that, trying to glean that information. They're centered on locating Nancy. But going back, building on what Evie was saying, and we all should think about the pre-offense behavior of Saturday daytime. So here's this guy that we see on the film. What's he doing when he gets up Saturday morning? Okay, what is he doing? Is he going to get coffee at the local coffee shop? Like Evie described, the hardware store to get some duct tape and zip ties or something else? Later on in the afternoon, is he, like we talked about, maybe he's going in the desert to sleep? Is he going in to get some hamburgers or going to eat somewhere? All these pre-offense activities can be spotted with this attire if he's probably wearing that jean jacket and pants and maybe even the backpack. Probably not the gun, you know, obvious, but it is Arizona, so you can walk around with a gun exposed. But, you know, somebody might have recognized him and called in. So that's where we are. The pre-offense behavior might have tripped him up. Mm-hmm.
Jim Kavanaugh, Eric, Andy, Evie, we're so grateful to you for your expertise and for your analysis here as we've been in this live breaking coverage of what NBC News has learned. What the Pima County Sheriff's Office has now confirmed, that a person is being detained, is being questioned in the case of Nancy Guthrie. It happened during a traffic stop. You see the statement from the sheriff's office there. We thank all of you for your analysis. I want to go back to Tucson now, live to our Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, who is joining us now. And Kelly, obviously there's not a press conference that we know that has been scheduled, at least not yet, from Pima County. It is, you know, getting into the later evening there where you are in Tucson. And as you've heard our law enforcement experts and analysts lay out, there is a potentially lengthy questioning ahead of these officials with this individual who was detained.
Yes, I think the Pima County Sheriff's Department, in saying there would not be a press conference, is really a response to many questions and inquiries, probably from the media, because the presence of media here is very significant. We have seen people from all the major outlets, lots of regional outlets. There's even an international component to this because of the attention around it. So they've probably been flooded with questions, and this is a way for them to put out a statement to give people some facts, some information, traffic stop, questioning, and also saying there isn't going to be anything to say right away. They need time to do this work, as our experts on the panel have a real life experience with these situations. And there may be intense questioning, there may be rapport building, there may be trying to buy some time by talking about various things, bringing in something to eat or drink, and trying to keep that individual who is being subjected to questioning participating, cooperating. We don't know those details. So our viewers should not have an expectation that there's going to be some short-term next step. This may take some time. And if it is something leading toward a very significant answer, then that will also take time. The span between when we knew that there were images today and when they actually became public was in and of itself several hours, because so much is invested in this, of wanting to be sure they're checking all of the important issues that might be at play, dealing with all of the stakeholders, local in terms of the county, federal officials. There's the family has to be informed when there are developments. So this will likely take some time. And certainly in this community, this is of high interest, and people are concerned about not only the well-being of Nancy Guthrie, but also, is there someone who is a threat in the community? All of those kinds of questions are very real and very understandable in Tucson and in the Catalina Foothills community, where Nancy Guthrie has made her home for a very long time. Yeah. What really stands out today is that after so much waiting, there were important developments today. There were some significant new pieces of information, and that's what is holding our attention tonight, and it's causing us to ask a lot of good questions, and it will take more time to get answers to those questions. But our experts on the panel really laid out a lot of what would be happening behind the scenes and what law enforcement would try to elicit through this process. And as this is happening now, there might be other tips coming in. Of course. After one person is taken into custody, someone might feel like they have a piece of information that could be worth pursuing as well. Hallie?
Plenty to watch. Kelly O'Donnell live for us there in Tucson. Kelly, thank you. And obviously, our hearts, our thoughts are with our friend, our colleague, a member of our NBC News family, Savannah Guthrie, in the search for her mother, Nancy. That does it for our special report here on NBC News Now, but we'll come back on the air with any developments. Good evening. I'm Hallie Jackson, and we are continuing with live coverage here on NBC News Now, learning that a man has been detained by law enforcement for questioning in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, according to a person familiar with the matter. You've been watching our coverage. It's coming, of course, just about 8 hours after the FBI released images of this person here. Somebody in a mask, somebody in gloves, somebody who is tampering with the camera at Guthrie's doorway, putting what appeared to be at one point flowers or plants over the camera. You see that backpack on this person's back as well. It is still not clear if the person who's been detained for questioning is the individual that you're looking at here. I want to bring in our national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent, Tom Winter, who's been among the tips of the spear here in the investigation. Tom, tell us what you're hearing from your sources.
Thanks, Hallie. And of course, I am just part of a large team here, including our colleague, Andy Blankstein, who's in Tucson right now, covers law enforcement.
Almost there, folks. Getting off this exit. $5G's coming in pretty good here. 5G's coming in strong. Getting off. Exit 17. Rio Rico Drive.
West Frontage Road. We're trying to get some more information tonight, trying to figure out all the pieces of the puzzle that may have gotten... Turn right onto West Frontage Road.
Dude, there was a sign that said landfill, which is crazy. All right, there's 2 locations here. We're gonna go to Camino. Agosto. 2.5 miles. .6 miles. They blocked off the road. No? It's always police here. Look. We're here. What's going on here? We made it. But it's like down the road. Oh, there's the car. The car. We got the car. We got the car. Look at that. Ah, the car. The car. Let's go investigate the car. Suspect's car. The traffic stop. Get my thing.
page knows.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? What's your name?
Well, my YouTube is Behind Green Eyes.
Behind Green Eyes.
Yeah.
So what's up? What do we got?
I was trying to catch you up there when first you went to the FBI and then to the sheriff, or to the hospital to the sheriff, because I'm also from out that direction. And anyways, I was going to bring you an energy drink.
Oh.
But I couldn't never catch up to you.
So what do we got here? What's
This here is the vehicle that he was driving. The house is down further that way.
Is there anything going on at the house?
I guess that's where a lot of the press is right now, is over at the house.
But this is the traffic stop.
Yeah, this is the traffic stop. This is where he got pulled over. They've been taking bags and bags of stuff out of there.
Like, what do they get?
I don't know. Couldn't tell, but I just saw the paper bags. And one of the undercovers took off with it. I don't know what else they found yet, but they've just been taking a lot of photos.
Ooh. So, sole occupant?
I think so.
That's his vehicle, folks.
Yeah, I just asked the press. They didn't know if it was a solo or not. But I'm going to head out over to the house.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there shortly. Can you see it, or do they got the road blocked?
I think it's partially blocked up, but I mean, like Brian Ensign and all them, and all the rest of the press is out that way, from what I am being told.
This is his vehicle, folks.
But if you're going to be here a second, I got those drinks in the car. Do you like it when you're here?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll be right back. I'm just right down the hill.
Sure. Thank you.
That is now being searched where this subject lived, we're told. There was a traffic stop close by. This is the subject being questioned in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. This is Josephina. Yes. This is her house, and the subject is her son-in-law.
Yeah,
is that right?
Son, yeah.
Tell me how this happened. Where was he when he was detained?
My daughter and him and the kids, my grandkids, were doing DoorDashing when they got stopped here, and I don't know what kind of questions they asked them. But when we got home, I wasn't at home. When we got home, we found out that they took my son out. They went inside, they busted the doors from my house. They went inside and took my son to the living room and had him handcuffed, and then got him outside. That's when the time that we got home, and we asked what was going on, and they couldn't say anything. And they said, and I asked him to have a search warrant to go in my house. And they said, we don't need a search warrant, we could go do that if we want to. So I told them, yeah, I think you need a search warrant. Why did you break my door? You took my son the wrong way. I mean, you hurt him. His wrists were with the handcuffs.
Let me ask you, were you familiar with the Nancy Guthrie case? Had you seen that she was missing?
Like I told you, I saw it on Facebook, but since I don't know her, I didn't read what was going on. The story.
Did they take electronic devices at all? Did they take your phone?
I don't have anything. They took my phone.
They
took my phone, my husband's phone, my daughter's phone, my grandkid's phone, and my son-in-law's phone.
Let me show you these pictures really quick, Josephina, of, just give me a second, I gotta pull them up on my phone. These are the pictures from outside Nancy Guthrie's house. This is who they're looking for. Did the eyes look like your son-in-law at all?
No, not at all.
Do you see the mouth?
Yeah, no. He doesn't look at all.
Brian, can you ask what her son-in-law's name is?
What's his name?
It's Carlos. Carlos Palazuelos.
Sorry, what's his name?
Carlos.
Carlos.
Yes.
And what's his last name?
Palazuelos.
Okay.
I don't know, yeah. So.
And does he work in Tucson? Would he ever be in Tucson?
He's in Tucson all week. He works delivering boxes for like UPS and that. He works with a company. And I told him, you can call the company that he works there and verify that he's working. And
is your daughter also detained?
No, they just let my daughter and my grandkids go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Josefina.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the latest here, Jesse. They took her phone too,
Yeah,
her husband's phone,
and
her daughter's phone, and obviously her son-in-law's phone, and they are searching her house right now. So this is sort of an unfolding situation.
And I'll get into this with Arthur, the fact that they didn't have a search warrant, according to her. Do you know where Carlos is right now, Brian?
Do we know where Carlos is right now?
No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. They took my phone. I can't reach with nobody.
Yeah, we think he's being questioned. But...
Yeah, they already asked us a lot of questions about him. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. You can go in my house. You can search anything you want. There's nothing to hide. I don't know the lady. I don't know about the lady. I saw her on Facebook, but like I told you.
Was he ever violent? Any violence with Carlos?
No, he's a good guy.
Criminal history that you know of?
None of it.
No? Okay.
Is he from Tucson?
Brian,
yeah, so I mean that's sort of the situation. She's obviously in shock. Yeah.
Did you show her photos of the person outside of Nancy Guthrie's house? The images, the mask, the backpack. Did she identify any of those items of clothing? And nothing. She doesn't see anything in that.
I did, and let me show you again. Have you seen these photos?
Yeah, the detective showed them to me right now.
And the backpack? Does the backpack?
He
look
doesn't
familiar?
have a backpack. He doesn't wear backpacks. He doesn't like.
Should we go down to the other location, or should we sit here? This is the guy. This is the guy that they got in custody, and this is his vehicle. All right, we're gonna go down to the other house so we can see what's going on. Oh, look down there. Man, that's wild stuff, isn't it? Literally's wild, man. Isn't that crazy? All right, let's go to the other location and see. But for people that are in the chat, this is... Oh, look, hold on. What is back there? Crazy stuff, isn't it? Dude, it's cold out there, man. It's like 50 now. Hold on, I'm gonna just take a video real quick for myself. Look what they're taking out. Dude, is that the backpack? Hold on, I'm gonna get my other phone and zoom it in. Looks like it's like a trash bag that they got. Looks like some sort of pole, stick. Looks like a stick they got. A box in his hand. I'm gonna go to the other location, and then we can just see what's up. That's some wild stuff in it. Just down the road, it's like a mile. Or so. Oh, the flashes are coming up. And thank you, I didn't catch her name, but she gave me an energy drink, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the energy drink. I'm probably gonna need it. All right, we got flashing lights here. All right, so this looks like this is the spot here. Everyone's parked. So we'll go down here and see what's going on. Let's go investigate this spot, shall we? Got a lot of police here. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for this car to go by. Hello. Hey. What's going on? All right. Yeah. Okay. Hey, you knew my name. I was just gonna be like, hey, let's see what the locals have to say. You local? So you know this dude?
I've been following you kind of this whole time. If you weren't interested.
Which way? Right there? You'll take me? Can better view? Alright, let me just go right here real quick. Well actually I'll follow you now.
Okay. I'll come back with you because he's
You wanna come with me? Come on. Alright, cool. We're going to a better view. Thank you. Locals are gonna take me somewhere else. Oh, you're good. Don't worry, I drive great. All right, we're gonna go to the house, but we got this road's blocked off. So I'll call you Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah.
Right? Nice. All right. Mr. Anonymous is taking me. So I turn around or go straight?
No, you're not straight. We'll go. Let me pull up my Google Maps here.
I'm going to a better view.
Yeah, we came all the way around the mountain.
Oh, you came all around the mountain?
Yeah.
Is this like way out of the way?
Well, you gotta go driving through one of these streets, and it'll take you way up, and then you'll come down right before the other, where they have the other caution tape.
Yeah. So like, turn on this road?
Give me one quick second. Yeah, you can turn it.
Okay. Awesome. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hold on. Your phone. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't fall again. So it's like a mountain here?
It's mountainous out here, so there's a lot of streets.
Nice. Straight?
Yeah.
You knew this guy?
No, I did not. No.
So how big's this town?
It started out super small, but little by little, people have been coming down here to live or visit, and then people know about it, and then they just stay.
Nice. Okay.
Population, I have no clue, but it's been growing.
What do people do around here?
Creativity, because it's a small town. Either they go down to Nogales, like where the border's at, or they go to Tucson.
There's like bars and stuff around here?
Down in Nogales.
Down in Nogales?
Yeah. We're gonna go to the right.
Right. Up the mountain. Keep going straight.
Yeah. Follow the road till you hit a sign, and then I'll let you know.
Dude, that guy, I got a Jeep. Car couldn't get up here, can they?
Smaller cars, yeah. I mean, if it's just a road, no. But it's mostly maintained to that extent.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like right next to a mountain.
Yeah.
Are they behind us?
Yes.
Oh. I saw a car following. How many police are at the house?
We saw several. I mean, likewise, you're gonna go to the left. Right, yeah. So they kind of divide.
Yeah.
But she did say that she saw like more vehicles, not counting law enforcement.
Really? When did it all go down?
She told me a little bit a while ago, so I was not even looking at anything with news media or anything like that. So she's like, hey, you know that this is going down in the rear? He goes, I have no idea. So I was like, I guess we can take a drive down there real quick. And
they had his car down the street.
Yeah, so it'll...
This is nice.
Just, they kind of get a little narrow, so just be careful.
Why? Because you fall over?
Yeah, it's a cliff down there. Yeah,
it's a cliff? Yeah, I done border coverage, so I've done some crazy roads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like literally, like my car would be hanging off the edge of the cliff.
Jeez.
I got stuck on the wall, border wall, Sassabee. You ever been to Sassabee?
Close to there. Not the actual town of Sassabee, but we're gonna keep. Yeah. Right.
So where do you live? Like at the edge of the mountain?
I don't live up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
one. Yeah. Because they usually divide.
Dude, that was scary.
Yeah.
They almost went off the ledge.
So technically, this would have been the right, either right. So you would have been going into oncoming traffic, and then we're gonna go
right
up.
People live back here?
Yep. And right here we're gonna go. Yeah, down there. Similar deal. Right here. Yeah. See, they kind of divide.
So we got like a bird's eye view.
Yeah, from the top to the bottom, or unless you want to get closer to where the caution tape's at, it'll be on the back side of that street.
So they figure like no one will know how to get back here. Like
exactly.
So the only people will be back here with the people who live back here.
Mm-hmm.
Stay here?
Yeah, I'll stay to your right, yeah. They're kind of curved, so.
So if I want to get out of here, I got to go back the same way?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of streets that connect to each other that either you want to take the long way, or maybe there might be like a shorter route.
So people just come up here and hang out on the top of the mountain?
I'm sure they do. I mean, there's nothing.
It's a good view out there.
Yeah. People with quads, dirt bikes,
yeah,
you know, razors and all that.
Looks like we're going down the mountain now.
Yeah.
All right, we're going down the mountain, folks. Almost there. It's pretty high up here.
Yeah, so just
about like 3,000 feet or something?
Give or take.
Really? Yeah, it looks like we're about 3,000 feet up.
Like I said,
yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo. Oh, okay. I see all that. I see all the lights. There?
Yeah.
That's the house? Or is that where I was at?
So it would be. We're assuming the last light here. So.
All right, we're on the back side, folks. We're gonna get a better view. Get out here.
Yeah, so anywhere where you want to park, I mean, unless someone comes up and says, you know, you can't be here or whatever, then.
Yeah. Got the tape. Nice. Screw up. Screw up. Just in here. Screw up. Sweet. All right, let's go look, folks. We got See what we can see. Something different. Y'all are great.
I only saw you almost go off one ledge.
Did you see me go off the ledge almost? I almost did. I almost did. I almost did. Hello. Don't worry, I won't cross.
I thought I heard him like a speaker.
Oh, no. So where is it at? Left? Really? You guys gonna be out here all night?
I have no idea.
You don't know. They just tell you to plan up. Make sure nobody crosses.
I'm just putting that one away.
This is neat. Sheriff. You a sheriff?
Yeah.
Santa Cruz. Okay. All right. You ever know the guy? You know the guy? You ever have any run-ins with him or anything?
I don't even know who the guy is.
Oh, you don't even know who he is?
I don't know. I try to know as little as possible.
Little as possible. What type of... I'm from Florida. What type of crime happens around here? Immigration?
And drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking. Immigration and drug trafficking.
But nothing really sticks around here. Everything keeps going
North. I've done border stuff. Yeah, I've been this.
We're just I guess we're a corridor. County.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thanks. So, hey. So you know what the house is like? Is it over there or something?
We came earlier. This was all filled with, field agents.
Mm-hmm.
This area. And I'm thinking if you move a little bit this way, you can kind of see them. But you can see them walking in and out. Kind of hard because it's dark.
Oh, okay. You can see them walking in and out, but it's dark. Yeah, it's dark. Oh, yeah, there's agents all out there. Yeah, you just can't see because it's dark.
You can't see it from the outside because they have the road bends and nobody on that side can actually see.
What are they doing over there? Like searching in there?
I believe that they got the search warrant.
Uh-huh.
Which I think had to go through Santa Cruz County because this is not Pima County, it's Santa Cruz County.
Yeah.
But you can see them coming in and out and you can see them carrying stuff.
Dude, I'm so tempted to go that way and go around, but I'm not doing it.
That's what nothing will stop you. It's just wash.
It's just wash?
Yeah.
No, I don't want these people to be like poking through someone else's property to get the...
But this is as close. This is closer than...
Yeah, it's much closer than over there, right?
Yeah.
No one over there seen anything, right?
Not at all.
But you could see if it was light, like earlier.
Well,
I can see all the lights over there.
And I tried to comment and I tried to say, I'll show you. And then I was like, you know what? He's driving.
Dude, that was a fun mountain view. I'm glad I got a Jeep, though. All right, so yeah, this is kind of like he lives right around the corner. What's happening is right around the corner, I did see a bunch of people in the street, like agents. It's just you can't see it because it's dark. It's right around the corner. Did you know the guy? No. Dude, there's like agents. I see all their feet.
You know, there are a lot of people that comment and say that this area is known for cartel and drug running and this and that. And I'm sure in any area you have that kind of crime.
Mm-hmm.
But this area is known for more
Family around here?
that are coming out of the city to raise their family and
Mm-hmm.
just small town, there's ranches, there's farmland.
But what do they do for a living around here?
Some people work at like the produce warehouses. Some people work for, government. They drive, into Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
A lot of border patrol. Really?
And so I think a lot of people, there's a misunderstanding that this is an area that's considered dangerous, and it's like, no, people come out here to get away from the danger. From the city
Tucson?
life. Yeah, it's quiet.
Is Nogales dangerous?
I would say like if you're looking for trouble, you can.
Well, I stayed there like a year ago. I was doing border stuff, and I stayed in this hotel, and literally there was like 100 people doing crazy car
On this side or maybe car stuff
on American side.
Okay.
Like I was at one of the hotels in Nogales. I don't know what it was. It was a hotel next to a Jack in the Box.
Oh.
You know what a hotel? It's like next to the Jack in the Box.
By Safeway. Yeah.
It's some sort of like corporate center or it's corporate hotel or something. I don't know what it is. Like it has a ballroom or something like there. So I stayed there, and then all I heard like in the parking lot was, and I look out, there's just like 100 people doing donuts and spinning. And
did you rev it up with them?
No. No, I just wanted to sleep. I couldn't sleep. All right, so what we got here, folks, is the situation is around the corner. What street is this on? Oh, matter of fact, let me.
Camino Augusto.
Camino Augusto. So, let me do this. Where am I?
And where we go is.
No, I do the Google Map.
Drop a pin.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Drop a pin.
Did the sheriff tell you just don't cross this line?
I mean, I've just basically said it. I won't cross. Maybe I should have had him say I won't and then just go. So basically is 425. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's probably one of these back number blocks. Probably, I would say maybe 2 or 3 houses in.
Yeah. Right around. Who do you live with, you know? Somebody said his mom or stepmom.
I saw that Brian had posted like an interview and said that it was done by the mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law?
And the mother-in-law was so often saying my daughter's pregnant, I have a boyfriend.
She's in denial.
Yeah.
A lot of times family members get in denial.
But they did say his name.
Really? Yeah, Carlos.
Yeah.
Right? Carlos?
I don't know if like here you can maybe see on this thing, but when there was daylight out, you could see like
more activity.
Yeah, you can see more activity.
Yeah, all the stuff happening.
Probably will have to, like, if it ends up being him, which probably, but there probably could be others involved. I'll probably come back in the daytime and do like a look at his house. You can see agents. There's agents over there. You can see their feet.
Yeah.
You can see their feet.
It looked like they were carrying stuff in and out like boxes.
Boxes.
But that's as close as we can get to.
Yeah. Crazy. You mind taking me back to the other road, guiding me?
Yeah.
I don't know if their lights might help shine some. Maybe it might help, like.
All right, let's go back the other way. Everyone's telling me go back the other way. No, that's pretty cool. Or unless I can find, I could probably find my way back, but I don't know.
So the other way that we're saying that's where the media is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't see in that road or that road because it bends.
Probably do a daytime come back. You want me to just follow you guys?
Yeah.
Or you want to?
Just don't fly up in the cliffs because I don't have to keep
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, my goodness. Imagine if I fell off a cliff during the stream. Insanity.
Huh? Oh, no. I'll go with him.
So I'll just follow them.
Yeah. So you flew out of Florida just for this coverage?
Yeah, I've been here for 4 days now. 3 days.
Really? Oh, so you've just been staying in Tucson?
Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten any really serious sleep in days.
That's
like I got up at like 3:30 this morning and it's already midnight, so I've been on like 21 hours now.
Jeez.
Well, I just got an energy drink. You want to have this energy drink?
I've never drinking them. I was like, I'm
you
good.
Want to have some? You good?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, as long as I drink coffee and energy drinks, I'm good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure.
Go ahead. Are you what? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You know the way?
Yeah.
All right. Going back up over the mountain, folks. Back around the mountain.
So now since we're going back up, the same ordeal, just stay on the right.
Stay on the right.
But this one kind of stay towards the inside of the
I'm just going to stay in the middle.
Yeah, because these ones have that sharp turn where it's like you're right on the corner of the drop-off on the hill or the mountain.
Has anyone ever fell off?
I'm sure somebody has. I've never heard of it, but I'm sure somebody has.
My goodness, that'd be crazy.
Right off the bat, you can tell the elevation as you're driving up. Like, yeah, it's pretty steep.
Well, I'm glad I rented a Jeep. I went to the border wall one time in a car and I got stuck. Like going up a hill and I just literally got stuck. It's easier this way.
Yeah. And it just opens right here to the road on your right.
Going right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's houses up here.
Yep.
Expensive?
Depending on the style of the home. Some of these homes are like the single story.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 rooms, regular house. Not as expensive as homes up in Tucson.
Nancy Gurthrie lived in a $1 million home.
Yeah. Up in the Catalinas.
Yeah. I mean, I thought a lot of the homes there were pretty cool. I saw some really nice homes, and then I saw some like, well, I mean, they were like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, keep on the right. Yeah.
Right.
How's the weather in Florida right now?
I don't know. Before I left, it was like 70.
Oh, nice.
I think where I'm at, like I'm in Tampa, so Tampa Bay area.
Buccaneers fan?
I don't like football anymore.
Oh, really?
If I like football, I'd be an Eagles fan.
Oh, okay.
They like the Bucks there in Tampa. I only moved down there in 2017. But from November to April, it's probably the best weather in the country because it's like 70.
But it's not humid. It's perfect.
Man, well, not then, but then once
summer hits.
Man, summer, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's literally like 100% humidity, 90 degrees, 95, it's blazing in the sun.
You're gonna go to your left.
Yeah. All right, head around the mountain.
And your other left.
One way?
Left.
Doesn't matter.
Left.
Left. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Going down the mountain when she comes.
And there's gonna be a. Not yet, but I'll tell you just about where we're at.
Has it ever snowed here?
Once in a blue moon, it will.
Yeah, we had snow like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
It was like the first time, and like it was just flurries, but it was like the first time since the 1970s.
Was there a lot of snow on the ground, or was it just?
No, it just was flurries. But the Panhandle had almost a foot of snow last year. In Florida, it was crazy. Jeep.
Down this way.
Right?
Yes.
Almost down.
Yeah. Just gonna go on your left. This will just take you straight onto the main road.
Okay. That was easy.
Yeah.
No, I kind of saying that kind of like that was. I guess if you keep doing it, you get used to it.
Yeah.
First time. Whoa.
Yeah, like, oh, that's a sharp turn right there. Where in Tucson are you staying?
In the Catalina.
Oh, where you out there?
Foothills up there. Yeah, I'm pretty close to where the action is.
Oh, okay.
here through at least Friday. But I mean, if this case goes like on and on and on,
yeah, you'll probably
I will continue to do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go right over here. Out here. All right, we made it, folks. My man, thank you, man.
Of course.
Thank you, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah.
Mr. Anonymous. I appreciate that.
Of course, of course.
All right. I'll go over here and see what's going on. It took me around the backside, but we couldn't get the good view, but it was worth a shot. Now let's go to the main road here. Where'd they go? They leave you hanging?
No, I don't. Unless it was them that.
Oh, they're over there. Tell them thank you.
Of course.
I got cactus all over. All right, so pretty much we were on the opposite side. It was a little bit over there, up around the corner. We went around the back side of a mountain because there's a big mountain over there, close over there, but still can't see anything here. Down around that corner. So now we're here. I don't think we're gonna see anything exciting here as far as like crazy things, but I want to go over here and we'll talk about the guy. Let me get in my car and we'll talk about the guy. Maybe they release it tonight. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be searching throughout the night or what, but there's a massive media presence out here. I'm gonna go over here, park my vehicle over here. It's cool out here. And then we'll just talk about the guy and talk about them a little bit. Here, I'll go over here.